Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hello and welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you want to see lots more diamond painting content. And if you're back, welcome back. Today I'm here to join you with my monthly review of the month of June 2023. I love doing these monthly recap videos because I have a chance to share with you the projects that I've completed in the past month and do some little mini reviews of each of the kits, show you the works in progress that I have going on going into the upcoming month, and talk about some plans and goals that I have in mind as well. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section what the month of June looked like for you and any fun plans you have for the month of July. But let's go ahead and get started. So in the month of June, I had 2 diamond painting finishes, and I have a total of 3 whips going into the month of July. And I was working on a kit for Summer with the Masters specifically, which you'll see after we talk about this one. And I'm actually part of co-hosting Summer with the Masters, which is a diamond painting community event that I co-host with Anthony from Single and Policing. And it centers around kind of what you might think of as classics artwork. The old masters, which for our purposes is just any artwork that's from before the year 1928, so 1927 and earlier. And it's part of the public domain, so you can use it ethically for diamond painting customs or get prepackaged kits and whatnot. I'll point you to the announcement video if you're curious, because that event actually carries through into the month of July. You're welcome to join in. But I actually have my second Summer with the Masters project going into the month of July. And I participated in some diversity and Pride Month events with this canvas here as well, along with the Craftably Craze event, purely for the community aspect and in support of the event hosts. I wasn't entering for prizes or anything like that. I just, if I have a kit that fits a theme, then I'm going to go ahead and jump in with it and enjoy working on similar kits to others at the same time. So, yeah, June was a pretty good month, even though 2 diamond painting finishes seems like a little bit low kind of compared to some of my other projects, but I'm going to show you a really good reason why once we get into what the whips are that I have going into the month of July, because I have a really large, complex project going that you'll understand better than why I did only finish 2 diamond painting kits this month. I have my diamond painting logbook here, which tracks all the way back to my very first diamond painting. And I track once I start working on a kit, the things I liked about it, any challenges I ran into. Eventually I'm going to fill this up. I'll do a flip through of this someday. But anyway, so here's just an example of what one of the pages looks like. I write down the stats, and this was, my 22nd finish of the year and 128th finish of all time, events I participated in, things that I loved, notes, that sort of thing. So anyway, just in case you're curious, because sometimes I get asked about that. So this was my first finish for June. This is Rainbow Dreams from Craftably and the artist Carrie-Anne Aldridge. And I loved this kit. I did a full post review video on this one already, which if you've watched it, you'll have heard me just absolutely gush about how wonderful an experience it was to work on this kit. Craftably has amazing, amazing quality in their products, and they have really wonderful customer service. They're known for being really transparent and upfront and communicative with their customers, and I love that about them. I had seen a friend of mine, Jamie, complete one of these kits, and I had the chance to actually see it in person when I was visiting some family back in Ohio, and I was so blown away with how it looked that I immediately wanted to get my hands on one of these kits for myself. And I had another friend, Kate, who was coming to visit us for a little while, and she knew that this was a kit that I really, really wanted and was on my wish list, and was so sweet to get this for me as a little hostess gift. So thank you, Kate. And thanks to Jamie for enabling me as well. So I was so happy with just all the happy colors in this kit. Craftably pre-charts some special drills. You can see there's lots of crystals in her sweater. There's lots of ABs. They're a little subtler. Her hair has all sorts of amazing shades of red and brown that give it beautiful texture and depth. There's lots of pinks going on in the background in the clouds, and I love the color pink, so I was happy with that. Lots of color blocking back there. I thought that the rendering, the charting, the way that they translated the artwork, even just with her fishnets into diamond painting form, I thought they did a beautiful job with it. It looks amazing, both up close and from more of a distance. There's lots of white ABs and the sparkles that we have in the clouds. And this kit was pure joy to work on. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I just I'm sad it's over. It was small, so it went pretty quickly. 50 by 50 centimeters, or sorry, 52 by 52 centimeters, 49 colors, round diamonds, and it did work up really quickly. I think it was about a week. It was, around a week. And that was working on other projects concurrently. This is actually also a really good example of mixing it up. So I had been working on my Summer with a Master's custom, which is pretty polar opposite from this kit. I can just show you here side by side a little bit. So my Summer with a Master's custom, you can see it's got a totally different color palette. It has square diamonds and you can't really tell necessarily in frame, but it is quite a bit larger than the Craftably kit. And what happened is that I was working on my Summer with the Masters kit and was just feeling a little bit of fatigue. It's really high confetti as well. And so I decided to mix it up by going ahead and starting this Craftably project. And this is just, you can tell, I feel like these are polar opposites in front of you. How this is a really good way to give your brain a break if you're finding yourself getting tired or burned out of your project that you're working on. I recommend starting a second project that is really different. So that was really immensely helpful for me, and as a learning I love to share whenever people ask about how do you tackle, really large kits. And I'm a huge advocate for, take a break sometimes if you need it. So anyway, this was my, this one over here, Rainbow Dream. This was my first finish for June. My second, obviously, is already right here in front of you. And this was a kit that I initially ordered as a custom, and it's now offered as a prepackaged kit from Jaded Gem Shop. So this is called Psyche Entering Cupid's Garden. It's from the year 1903 or 1904, depending on which source you check. It's by the artist John William Waterhouse, and I chose to get this in a size 50 by 75, which was honestly on the smaller side. I think that it would have served this artwork if I would have chosen to go even larger, but I have to say I'm pretty impressed with how it turned out even at this size, because I've done 3 pieces by John William Waterhouse at this point, each a custom that I've ordered for Summer with the Masters over each of the past 3 years. And I've had really similar experiences with each of them, and that art style, it can be really difficult to translate to diamond painting form, and the bigger the better, really. But I am so happy with how this turned out. I think that the rendering on her dress, the colors in her dress I think it's just all beautiful. I feel like you can see and feel the folds and the texture that's going on in there. That's easily one of my favorite parts about it. I think that the rendering in her skin tone is really nice. And I think it's charted really beautifully. There is one spot here where it's a little hard to make out. To be fair, it's a little hard to make out in the original artwork as well, but she's holding like a red flower in her hand. And it does get a little bit lost with the dress, but I think that is more of a size issue than a render issue. So I am really happy with how even the florals translated, and the sky and the things in the background, especially at this smaller size. I think it turned out really well. I got this with square drills. I think that typically old masters artwork does look better if it has square diamonds, just because it has a little bit more of a finished, like smoother effect when it's complete. But I have done old masters with round diamonds. In fact, one of the whips I'm going to show you is an old masters kit with round diamonds. But with Jaded Gem Shop, you have the option of choosing rounds or squares. I chose to go with squares, and I'm really happy that I did. I like the finished effect a lot. So this was kind of my is it tentpole? Is that the right phrase? Kind of my tentpole piece for Summer with the Masters. And I'm happy that I finished it in the month of June. I have some other projects in mind for Summer with the Masters in the month of July. But this was my first time ordering a custom from Jaded Gem Shop, and that process was really smooth and easy. She has a form that you fill out, and it requires things like, for example, this piece is in the public domain, and so no artist permission was needed. However, if you do go to order a piece that's by an artist that the artwork is not in the public domain, she does require written permission that is specific to you. So even if someone has ordered that same custom in the past and given permission to another person, you still have to prove that you yourself have permission from the artist as well. But like I said, while this was ordered as a custom because I wanted the experience of ordering a custom from Jaded Gem Shop, it is now available as a prepackaged kit where you can go in and pick the size, pick the diamonds. You can even choose to add ABs if you want, but I chose not to add any specialty drills to this piece because I like the way the Old Masters artwork looks without that. But anyway, yeah, this was my second finish for the month of June. And yeah, so happy summer with the Masters 2023. Let's continue on into July. And speaking of other old Masters kits, here is one of the whips. I have 3 whips going into the month of July. This is one of them. I unboxed this as part of the Summer with the Masters series, I think for week 3. This is called The Dance Class. It's by the artist Degas. This is actually from the Make Market brand at Michael's, which is a crafting store in the United States. And as I actually found out, apparently they're also in Canada. So Make Market is Michael's store brand. However, I've talked to a few other diamond painters, and our current theory is that the parent brand for this company is Diamond Dots, because it shares a lot of similarities in terms of the symbols on the canvas, the actual like the 100% polyester canvas material that has kind of a shiny finish to it. There's just a lot about this that feels like a Diamond Dots kit. Even the really, really incredibly sparkly round diamonds. Diamond Dots diamonds are known for being incredibly faceted and sparkly. This is actually halfway done. It's working up pretty quickly. It's got a lot of kind of linear color blocking. It's got quite a contrast between the way that the colors are printed on the canvas and the actual colors of the diamonds when they're down. There's not necessarily a good example, although I suppose here is one where you might look at this and go, oh, is that going to be a red color because the symbol is red? When no, it's actually going to be one of these more beige or yellow colors. So any of the symbols that have red printing, there's not a single red color in this canvas. There's some pinks in the ballet flats, but or the shoes there, and maybe in the hair, is that red? I'm not sure. But otherwise, there's no red in this kit. This background is all shades of green, I believe. So that red F is not actually a red color. So it's interesting to see the difference. I was pretty convinced that this was not necessarily going to be a good rendering because of the nature of the artwork and the size. It's a really small size. I don't have it in my logbook and I don't have it handy. I want to say it's around kind of that 40 by 50 range, 40 by 50 centimeter range. And I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised, actually. This bottom half, while there's not a lot of detail going on, I think it's turning out nicely. And so I will be very intrigued to see how the top half turns out with the faces in particular. But I'm not mad. I'm having a pretty good experience. This is an extremely budget-friendly kit and brand. The diamonds have been great to work with. The glue has been great to work with. Though I'm having an interesting experience with the glue that I haven't had with other diamond painting kits before, where sometimes the glue, which is poured glue, sometimes I can almost skate the diamonds across it. Actually, it doesn't feel super sticky to the touch, to be honest with you. It almost feels like I could easily skate the diamonds around. But once I've set a diamond, it doesn't want to move to be adjusted. It's really an interesting experience. It's like, it feels really, really, really slippery on the surface, but then once the diamond is stuck, it feels like stuck. So it's different. It's different than glue from other diamond painting companies I've worked with. But so far, so good. This will definitely be completed in the month of July. I'll get to see a finish. I'm stoked to have another new to me company kind of added to my repertoire here. So Make Market, I think they're the only diamond painting brand that Michael's is carrying now, at least in the local stores to me. It's been all Make Market. They got rid of everything else. So yeah, we'll take a look. But this is my first whip that I have going into July. The second whip is one that I have not made much progress on, unfortunately. I shared it with you guys in my May month in review, and I don't think I worked on this one at all in the month of June. I'm not remembering. I don't think that I did, but I cannot remember. This is my cross-stitch conversion project. This is one of 8 panels. This is the 3rd panel. And a cross-stitch conversion project is where you take a cross-stitch chart. There's lots of places that offer legally licensed cross-stitch charts. And I'm turning into a diamond painting on a blank canvas. So I'm reading the chart, counting, and using the colors and placing them on this grid, and it's creating the picture. The piece is titled Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It's by Amy Stewart. The chart's from Heaven and Earth Designs. And the canvas and the diamonds are from Evermoment. So I purchased this over a year ago at this point. It's been a little bit slow. It's been pretty slow going because this is the easiest project to take a back seat when I have other things just kind of in the forefront of my mind and that I want to work on, event related or new things and stuff like that. So I sadly have been neglecting this a little bit again. I'm going to try to make some space for it in the month of July, but I can't make any promises. I know I owe you guys a general update video on this project soon, so I have that in mind. I haven't forgotten this project. It's going to get done. It's just going to be a multi-year project, honestly. So thanks for hanging in there with me on it. I'll link to the playlist that has all my videos that relate specifically to this project if you want to go and take a look. But just, go into it knowing that it's a really epic and large scale project, and it's going to take some time to get through. Part of it is because it's highly, highly, highly confetti heavy. I was watching a friend of mine work on a cross-stitch conversion project, and it had so much less confetti, and I was like, that's going so fast. I'm so jealous. Whereas this is just pure confetti all the way through. So anyway, this is whip number 2. Whip number 3, you guys, if you've been watching videos this past month, this is one you guys have shown quite a lot of excitement about, and I don't blame you. It's been amazing to work on, and I'm excited to get to share with you my current progress on it. This is the absolutely gorgeous Outside the Sweet Shop. This is from the shop Diamond Art Studio UK and the artist Helcorio. And this is a really special and unique project in that if you take a look at the legend over here on the side and see just the sheer size of it, 197 colors in this beauty. So it's 60 by 80 centimeters, 197 colors, square diamonds, and it's just pure rainbow goodness and happiness. I found myself unable to put this project down. I'm thoroughly enjoying working on it. There is quite a bit of a learning curve with starting a project that has a lot of color like this one does. I recommend taking a look at my kitting up video that I did where I talked through my process of how I organized 197 colors in a way that makes sense for my brain, and that has paid off in spades. I highly recommend organizing by color, especially for a project like this that is very rainbowy, and so you're going to see a lot of similar colors and color families right next to each other on the canvas. But at this point, I feel like I have the muscle memory where now I know where the symbols are. I can easily grab them, and I'm good to go. Now, we're a couple of days into the month of July, so just in the interest of full disclosure, I have been working on this the past couple of days, and I've completed, I think, these 2 sections right here. If you're envisioning this as a column and like this is a section cut through here, these 2 sections, and then part of this section here at the bottom have both been completed since July started. But yeah, I broke this down into 8 sections in total, 8 columns left to right, and then 6 rows top to bottom. So each section is 10 by 10 centimeters. Once I finish this column, I'm going to be halfway done. I'm thinking of doing some dedicated update videos, progress update videos, if nothing else. Once I get to the halfway point, that could be a good check-in spot. I had intended to do one this past week, but as you might be able to hear in my hoarse voice, I've had a hard time with being able to film successfully, so I just kind of put that video on the back burner but have continued to work on this project anyway. So just to give you a sense of the level of confetti, especially like the windows looking into the sweet shop, like these sections, this section right here, those are by far the most confetti heavy areas where you can just see tons of different symbols in this little area. Gosh, even like up here, there's gonna be a lot. Oops, sorry to bump you. But it's just, it's a lot of color changes in those kinds of areas. But it's worth it. It looks so cool. It looks so stinking cool. So I am looking forward to when I get over to the left part of the canvas though. You guys, I saved this for last on purpose because I thought, then maybe it'll go faster. There is some color blocking going on in these areas with like the shadows and the silhouettes. So I'm looking forward to having that at the end to hopefully get through a little more quickly. This has been a joy to work on. These really high color count kits are not for everyone. This is the 3rd I think that I've worked on. I've done 2 Josephine wall kits from Diamond Painting Deutschland that one had 220 colors, the other had 275. It's a really fun way to engage a different part of your brain and to work on a unique project. And if you like a challenge, I like challenges. I like trying things that are a little outside the box. And I know a lot of you guys enjoy seeing those kinds of things worked on because it might not be something you do yourself, but you like seeing the process. So yeah, no, and Diamond Art Studio UK has been a fantastic company to work with as far as they're very communicative and very proactive and very, very kind. So I'm thrilled at my first experience with them because this is my first purchase. I bought this kit myself. This is my first purchase and the first kit I've worked on from this shop, and I'm having a really wonderful, wonderful experience. The quality is great. No issues with the diamonds or the glue or the legibility of the symbols. There's a couple like little things, like really similar symbols, but I'll go over that in more detail in later videos that are specific to this kit. But if you're interested in trying to get your hands on this one, because I know they've been getting asked quite a lot, they didn't anticipate it was going to be quite this popular. They already have more on the way and are anticipating they'll be in sometime in August. So follow them on Facebook. I'll have it linked in the description box below. That's the best way to stay up to date with what's going on with when this is getting restocked. So anyway, you guys, that is the third of my 3 whips going into the month of July. I'm planning to have this one finished by the end of the month. And speaking of plans for July, so I'm planning to finish this kit and the dance class kit that I just showed you a bit ago. And I want to work on at least one more summer with the Masters kit. I think it's going to actually be those Paint Gem minis, the museum edition, where it's a bunch of the smaller versions of these old Masters pieces. I was initially planning to work on an Alphonse Mucha panel, promos from Distracted by Diamonds, but you guys, when I unboxed that kit, it's so much larger than life than I realized. And I just know I don't have it in me. It's really, really high confetti. I can't have 2 super high confetti projects going at a time. I know myself. I know I'll burn out. So unfortunately, that kit is not going to be on the docket like I had initially planned. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't realize just how large it was. And I didn't realize just how confetti heavy it was. So after I unboxed it, I thought it can't be this one. So most likely going to be that Paint Gem mini set, but I'm going to kind of poke through my stash again and see if there's something else that jumps out at me. Otherwise, I don't have any other events going on in July that I'm planning to participate in besides month 2 of summer with the Masters. But hopefully I'll get to spend a little time on my cross-stitch conversion. The whole month of June, I worked on 0 Diamond Art Club kits, so maybe we'll pull out one of those sometime in the month of July. I think they have some really amazing releases coming up that might be calling my name that I might not be able to resist working on, but you guys will just have to wait and see. So that's it as far as goals and thoughts ahead for July. Content-wise, I'm hoping to have kind of more exciting and fun stuff. Maybe this will be the month I'll try to do my logbook flip through, or I'm looking either that or maybe an accessories stash video. I'm considering doing either like a wax and putty stash video or a washi tape stash video. I am also going to have some summer with the Master stuff for you, and the usual unboxings, reviews, of course, small shop hauls, weekly whip and chat. So, a lot of the stuff you know and love, but I'm always trying to think of stuff that could be fun to add into the mix as well. So be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with what I've got coming down the pipe, and let me know in the comment section, what did June look like for you? Do you have any projects that you worked on that you're really excited about and loved? Do you have any fun goals and ideas for the month of July? I would love to hear about it. Feel free to share in the comments below, and check the description box for links to all of the kits and all the information about what I shared with you guys today. And enjoy shopping. Thanks for watching this month in review video. I hope it was fun to go through these with me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will chat with you again real soon. Bye.